What is up, guys? It is Joe Caruso here with another trade breakdown of a trade that we called in Trader Society Academy last week. It was a trade that I had posted the trade idea on about Tuesday or Wednesday. It didn't come into play until Thursday night, and it hit take profit the following day on Friday before the end of the week. I'll start with the higher time frame, breaking it down. On the weekly time frame, I had noticed that there was a area of structure that had been holding up as resistance. And that area that was resistance had failed to make a new low. So it actually made a higher low. And then from that point, we saw the area of resistance hit again. Price came back down, started to create a trend line, building up higher lows, and also giving a solid area of structure. You could see on the flip side where it was resistance several times, broke, and then we were looking to see that area retested. While it did create a lower high up top, I was more concerned with this area of structure and this bullish buildup. Not too concerned that we didn't quite hit the high, because looking at this, it's still a possibility to rise off this area and actually come up to that. So I was more noting the fact that we broke and we're coming down to retest the weekly 50 moving average, break retest of resistance turn support in a bullish market. Bullish from the start of the year. If we look at the bottom of the trend, that was actually from January of 23. So dollar has been building up bullish. Now, looking at the daily time frame, this is the main time frame that I had drawn the trade up on and where I had really planned it out. So not only was the entry on the weekly 50 moving average, but the entry was a daily Sharkfin, nice wide open Sharkfin, the way we like to see it, at the 200 moving average. It was also a trend line touch. That was that trend line up the lows. You could see it even better on the daily than you can on the weekly. And that area of structure that, as we see on the daily and actually look a little to the left, it was used several times over. And once again, noting that area of structure that holds up several times, when that area finally breaks, you look for that retest, and it tends to be a relatively good move, especially when you're going with the trend. Now, noticing on the daily time frame, we can see that we were making higher highs, pulled back, made a higher high, pulled back to this area that still had not been tested. And with that shark fin, really added the confluence that I was looking for, because that daily shark fin was actually open for quite some time. And how I knew not to trade at the at the daily 50 was because the daily 50 was hidden divergence. But when we look at the area that that daily 50 was at, the hidden divergence at the daily 50 just was not as good of a move as the area where the daily 200 lined up. So I let that hidden divergence turn into a shark fin, let it come down to that moving average. And the exact entry I had called was, I have it drawn up. When I go on the 4 hour, you'll be able to see it. 137,400 was the entry given, had a 50 pip stop loss, and 139,000, which was about 160 pips, was the take profit. So when we look at the 4 hour, you could see it more clearly as I'll zoom in. We had quite a bearish push down into that area, but again, I really wasn't too concerned with the 4 hour time frame, because this trade was more of a weekly and daily setup than it was a 4 hour. But once we were in that trade, I mean, I had called, if I go to the one, now I'll even scale down to the 1 hour. When we go on that 1 hour, there was a couple hour period where you could have entered before price took off. And from there, it literally went, straight to take profit. Looking at the lower entries, the entry was actually also a 5-minute shark fin, which was where I got in, and I let everybody know in Discord exactly where I was getting in at 137,400 on the dot on this 5-minute shark fin. So it was a 5-minute shark fin at the daily 200, while the daily was also a shark fin. 200 moving average structure, resistance turning into support, and the weekly 50 as well in this bullish market that is making higher highs, higher lows. This trade still has potential to play out, but I was more than happy to take 1 to 3 on it, where it was a solid 1 to 3 risk to reward. I didn't take partials at any point. There was really nothing before the take profit that would have led me to take partials. There are some instances where the 1 hour 50 moving average can be used to take partials. In this case, I really wasn't too concerned with that 1 hour 50 because the daily and the weekly were pretty much the reason why I was buying. So therefore I'm going to put more weight on the higher time frames. It was an area that I could see on the weekly time frame. There was a weekly moving average, a daily moving average, a daily Sharkfin. I still think we're going to see this thing rise a bit more, but I wasn't trying to be greedy and try to get a 1 to 5, a 1 to 6. While those opportunities will present themselves, a 1 to 3, hitting with a 1 to 3 80% of the time, 85% of the time is more than enough. Where even this trade, a 1 to 3, if that was the only trade you would have taken last week, which there was opportunity to take more. I think this may have been the only one that I called last week. But Derek had called 1 or 2 trades that also hit take profit, or I think one was a break even. There was definitely another take profit that was hit, which was also about a 1 to 3. Altogether, you're looking at 2 trades that were 1 to 3 hitting take profit last week. And you really can't get much better than that. It's not a matter of taking too many trades or trying to take a ton of trades, but if the trades you're taking, you make those count, you make them worth it. That's really all you need. Wait for the highest quality setups. There were Sharkfins on, I think, many or several USD pairs, but USD JPY was the one that just lined up so good on that daily time frame, where the other ones were not nearly as clear. This one was worth waiting for, pretty much waiting all week. Take that trade. I think I put on a little over 1% and made about 4%. And typically that's how I'm looking to start prop firm challenges as well, which I'll probably make a video covering more about as well. But all it takes is one trade to make 3-4% with only 1% risk. It's a matter of waiting for price to actually get there. Like USD JPY is a great example of that. There'll be more trade breakdown videos like this to come. Thank you for watching this one, and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel if you like this content. Thank you.